Hey guys, Dennis here.
Chrissy.
Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And thank you guys for joining us tonight. And we're going to give a few minutes for some others to jump on. But we had an eventful day yesterday.
Yeah, very eventful.
And a big thank you again to Alex, Tammy,
and Taylor
for joining us. I may have called Alex Taylor, or not Alex, but
you called Taylor Jordan
a couple times, but it was Taylor.
Yes, sorry.
And they done incredible out there, and heartbreaking.
They hung out. They hung with us, but it was very heartbreaking at the end when everything came to a head. So, yeah.
Alex and Tammy will be joining us live here shortly.
Yeah.
And
hi, Mark, Damien,
Alex,
Joanne.
I got the link sent over to you. So let me know if that works or not.
Yeah.
But with them, we'll be making an announcement with them.
I think I want to wait till they do get on before we do that.
And then we will discuss what we done yesterday, what brought us to go there, and at the end of it.
Hi, Catfish. Nothing.
So we can go ahead and start. Yesterday, we went to the Little Bean Marsh and was looking at Bean Lake. And using Google Earth, I got on the computer and was going to use Google Earth to look at a few locations.
Yeah.
And Little Bean Marsh was one of those locations. Yeah. Somehow I logged into Google Earth Pro.
Yeah, and it's weird because if you know how Google works, or Google Earth, excuse me, you have to pay for that. And you guys didn't. It just popped up.
And now if I log in, it's right back to the normal Google Earth.
Right.
But for some reason, it put me into Google Earth Pro. And looking around Bean Lake, we found the image I shared with you guys that looked like a vehicle and then something behind it.
Right. I mean, you could tell this was a vehicle on this thing. I mean, it was
that's
amazing.
Not going to show up if I put that up there.
Yeah, but if you remember the picture he showed you guys, I mean, if you can't tell me that's not a vehicle, then I don't know what the heck it is, because it was amazing.
And it is still throwing me off so bad.
Right.
But let me.
Byron even said, yeah, it definitely looked like a car.
Let me pull that image up on here.
And Mrs. Dennis. Yeah. Give us 1 second, guys, here. And he's going to show you. I don't know, how good is it coming through?
That is the image that we had. Yeah,
bring it up a little bit. Maybe it'll come in better.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, okay then. But yeah, tell me that at the bottom there, or wherever I'm pointing. Yeah. Tell me that isn't something. I mean, that has to be. Oh, here I am. This right here. Tell me that ain't a vehicle. I mean, it's spot on. And this thing, we had a hard time figuring out what that was too, from just the image anyway.
And when we, Alex, Tammy, and Taylor joined us, we used GPS coordinates to mark this spot.
Yeah.
Alex and I, we had to go in on a walking trail because there was no access to get in.
No.
And Alex and I had to cut through 2 swampy fields that's taller than we were.
Oh, they were. They got in there. And at one point I looked at Tammy, who is Alex's wife. And I looked at her and said, oh, good God, where'd they go? They disappeared. Because that's how tall the grass and the weeds and everything was.
It was crazy going through there.
But tell them how the ground was. Was it real soupy? Was it hard?
In the middle of the finger, the image shows us all underwater. When we got there, this was not underwater.
Right. That was the part where like, wait a minute now.
In the very center of this finger did have a stream that was running through it.
Yeah.
And it was really marshy. We walked through that, but it was completely dry where this is. And when we rounded the corner.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, the vegetation was 6 foot and taller in some areas.
No, Bobby, it wasn't a car or a boat, unfortunately.
When we rounded the corner.
Hey, Alex, did you by chance get the message from Denny about the live feed tonight,
the link.
or the link. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, this right here is pretty much what we found.
Yeah, that's what we saw around in the corner.
Yeah.
And when you were looking at the other image, you had what appears to be the vehicle closer to the bank on that side,
Right.
and then another object. So I assume the vehicle's behind that object.
Right. And I can imagine Denny's face when he's turning that corner to see it. Now, see, I would have walked in with him, but of course I have to be the weird one. I am severely allergic to poison ivy, poison oak, all that good stuff. If that hadn't have been there as thick as it was, I'd have been right in the middle of everything. But when they rounded that corner,
this is what we saw.
Yeah. Okay, Alex, thanks. I'll be on here in a little bit. But yeah.
When I saw this part of it, I started thinking, you know what? That's what looked like a vehicle.
Right.
Today, I pulled up the pictures we took out there versus the image off a satellite. Something's missing.
Yeah, big time. And it's driving us nuts.
That part there that I tried to write off as the vehicle in the first image, it just, it doesn't have, in this where you see what looks like a vehicle, you can see what looks like the trunk and the hood.
Right.
That don't have that on both sides this image.
Yeah. And it says, kind of looks like a trasher.
See, this, it had all four wheels, and on the inside, I'm not real knowledgeable on antique farm equipment, but
that's
the
what
inside looked like, oh my goodness, a combine, type of combine on the inside, or it would shuck something.
It really looked
Thrasher.
I was wondering if that's what you meant, Tammy, but I wasn't. Or Tammy.
Yeah.
Tamara. I'm sorry, hun. But yeah. I mean, it was antique. That's what got me. So that I'm wondering, has that been there a while? And if it has, where's the other part that we saw?
See, you could tell it had been on fire. The tires were burned off, completely rusted. You could tell it has been underwater at some point.
Yeah.
And when I started comparing the images, the sizes aren't adding up.
Yeah.
And the location or the distance from the bank, the direction it's sitting. I think in the original image, my personal opinion is there was a vehicle there at one time. And I don't know if it's been removed or what.
Well, from the way it looks and what we saw, my own opinion, somebody's moved it. But that's me. I really do. I think someone moved it. They found it, moved it. But if it's conservation or needs to be removed from that spot. Yeah.
Agreed, totally.
But I think someone moved it and didn't report it. They just got it out. Maybe conservation came in and did something about it, but they would have to report it, right? That they picked up a car or something.
And unless there was nothing in it, the numbers didn't come back to nothing. I mean, it's going to be in their reports, but it might not be public.
Yeah.
So if it's something like that they removed it, then it wouldn't have been the vehicle we're looking for.
Yes.
If it had remains, that would have, we would know about it.
Right.
We'd be able to find something on it.
Yeah.
And Mark, there wasn't a date on the image, so it just...
You see Bobby's? Bobby said thrashers were made before combines were made. So there we go. Yeah. Ponytail, exactly what happened with the car in the ravine. Adventures with Purpose went to look at it.
See, on that one, there was a car in the ravine through images that people had sent them.
Yeah. We see it, Alex. Just 1 second.
And when they got to it, they found a boat further down.
Oh, yeah.
But that boat wasn't in the same place as what looked like a car was in the picture.
Yeah. Do you think the area was incorrect, or are you confident in the GPS?
We used GPS on Alex's phone, and I used it on mine, and it both showed that we were standing on that location.
Yeah. I mean, there was no doubt it's right there where they said.
I was looking for any possible scenario that we were in
Yes.
the wrong spot on this.
At one point I said, please tell me we're in the wrong spot. But yeah. So, all right.
So Alex and Tammy are here, so we are going to get them added to the stream now.
All right. There we are. Hi, guys. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Hey, it come through good this time.
Oh, yeah. You guys look great.
Thank you. Trying to get it adjusted right so we can see.
Oh, you're good.
So, guys, if you don't remember them from the last time they joined us live, this is Alex and Tammy, two of the best people I think we've met.
I love these guys. Oh, my goodness. You guys are awesome. They were with us yesterday when we did our search. And again, thank you both for coming out and helping. Sorry we didn't find what we were looking for, but there's always next time. So
it's all right. I mean, it was a great adventure, and you know, boots on the ground, looking.
Yep.
You know, it was quite the journey through there, and you know,
a
little bit of setback, but you know, we moved forward and we did what we had to do to, you know, try to get some answer yesterday.
Right.
I'm going to jump in real quick. Brandon, no, Tamara Steer is a different Tamara. And I hope I said her last name right.
Yeah, Steyer. Yeah. Bobby says, dang, Alex, you look like Brother Dennis.
We're twins, Alex. It's going to make one of us older, though.
Oh.
So
yeah.
We might have to stick to brothers.
So what did you guys think of it? I mean, do you guys want to get back out there and try somewhere else, or what do you think?
Well, you know, Dennis and I talked earlier today, and you know, this is something we learned yesterday. Well, Dennis and I talked about today. So over this past week, when Dennis found this picture and we started looking at it, when I would look at my Google Earth and Dennis was looking at his, we were getting two different pictures at the same time.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were screenshotting them and sending them back and forth, and we had two complete.
Oh, goodness.
The same layout of the ground of the water.
Yeah.
But the image was completely different.
Oh, my goodness.
So basically on my phone, when I was using my Google Earth app, it was showing the area was during the flood and the farm fields were flooded and all that. But when he was looking at his through the computer or his phone, he was getting a total different image. So, you know, I'm not sure if it's the phone app version of Google Earth versus being on the laptop and it's bringing two different pictures. But I mean, that is something that we found out, that just because two people are looking at the same spot at the same time, they're not going to get the same image.
Right.
So,
yeah.
See, because that was throwing us off, because I had the objects on mine. Screenshot and send over to him, and he couldn't find it. So we're working to try to get that for him to make sure he's on the right spot. Then he screenshotted and sent back, and there was image was not, or these objects were not in that image.
Tamara asked, does Google Earth Pro have more detail than the regular version?
When it did let me log in that time to Pro, you know how when you zoom in on regular Google Earth as far as you can, it gets really blurry. But on the Pro, I zoomed in as far as you could, and it was very detailed.
So, yeah, obviously you'd want to go Pro, but Pro has a feature where you can look back in time. Really, Mark? Oh, my goodness.
Yes. And
go ahead.
Mark's comment about saying that is true, because I talked with Dennis, and there's a thing where you can go back. You can go back all the way to, I think, 1985 or 83.
Oh my goodness!
But the problem is the imagery is not very clear.
Yeah.
So, that is one thing we have learned, that you can do it, but
Yeah.
it's just the phone app, because I enable my desktop computer is very slow and I have to get a new one. And like today, I tried going onto Google Earth with the computer and it would not even load up right.
Yeah.
Maybe on a laptop or a computer, something that's newer, that has better technology, it will let you see things in a better quality versus looking on our phones possibly. But that is true. You can go back in time and look at images, and that's something else we've discussed with another case
Mm-hmm.
that we have talked about here in the last
Yeah.
weeks, that Dennis and we've all talked about.
Yeah. I'll be
You
darned.
see, and this is going to be a good time to jump in and make that announcement.
Okay, are you guys ready? Alex, Tammy, are you ready? You ready on your end? They're like, what? Guys, we are expanding. Muddy Waters has expanded to 2 more wonderful people. Alex and Tammy are now part of Muddy Waters Search and Recovery. So congratulations, guys. I'm glad you're here with us.
So much. It's an honor and a pleasure, and both of us are so glad to help and be a part of it, and just anything and everything we can do to help out and
Absolutely.
move forward with research and boots on the ground. And like yesterday, Tammy's son Taylor was with us, and
Right.
he brought his boat and he was excited to get in there with us. And
Oh, he was. And I felt so
Yeah.
bad that he couldn't. Oh, my goodness. I felt so bad.
You
So,
see, and that goes back to the date on that image, because
Yeah.
it clearly showed a boat ramp there.
yes.
And we get out there, there's
no boat ramp.
access.
And I just, oh, my goodness. I could not believe it.
yeah,
So,
And it was, you guys have been so helpful on so many of these cases now. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to.
oh, many, many more. Absolutely.
an-
If not, you're coming
answers will be
anyway.
found. Yeah. Because
prepared today. They're full of food in case we were there all day, and
Yeah, they did. They're awesome. They're
Yeah.
wonderful.
put in the boots on the ground, the work.
And-
It was definitely a true expedition.
Mhm.
Going through the marshland and
And
cut-
see, that's another
Yeah.
thing. You're not afraid to get out there.
No.
And I mean, you both are that way. Granted, I was the sissy yesterday and couldn't get out in that stuff, and Tammy knows. But you got out there, you got dirty, you got sweaty, you got wet, you got all that good stuff, and you just kept on going. I kept on going. So thank you guys so much for what you've done.
and it
And Mark, this was Bean Lake at the Little Bean Marsh,
Yeah.
and I believe it's Rushville, Missouri. It's in Platte County, Missouri, but it was Bean Lake.
And Byron, yeah, he says sounds like it would have been a good spot for a drone in the air. Absolutely, that's what I kind of thought on the drive home there.
Yeah, and I had my drone with me, but to get through the wood, get down to where we would need,
Yeah,
it just, my
Wouldn't-
drone ain't one of them that's going to go hundreds of yards away.
Yeah.
So we would have to be fairly close, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to risk taking that through
And
everything
losing-
we walked through to get back there.
Yeah.
But a good drone would definitely be helpful in that area.
Yeah,
And on top of the search, after the search was complete, we stood around and talked for a while.
oh my
and
goodness, yes,
It was, considering the circumstances and what we're looking for, it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun being out there with you guys.
yeah, it was.
It
Yeah,
was a good time. It was quality time. And we talked about some other situations, and it felt good to get out there and actually do some investigative work and looking and trying to get answers.
Yep. right.
situa-
You almost kind of feel like I don't even know how to explain it. When we got out there, the first thing I thought of is how am I going to react if we do see this car? And how is Alex going to react? How's Tammy? How's Denny going to react when we see this car and pull it out? Are we going to need to hug each other? Are we going to need to, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't know what to do. And we all did great, you know, even though it wasn't what we wanted. But
What was your first thoughts when we rounded the corner and we did not see a car?
Well, I think when you and I rounded that corner and we saw the metal sticking up, you know, through the grass, and that's what was crazy, because all the pictures, everything we look at, it's always underwater.
yeah,
And
exactly.
there was no water where this was at. It was just like you were out in the middle of a field. But, you know, we had, you know, Denny's phone, we had my phone, and I was using a live GPS tracker. And I mean, we walked right to it. So we 100% knew that we were where we needed to be. And that was the object.
Right.
You know, and at first it hit me like, oh, that's not it. But then, you know, I'm like, this got to be the area because of how the lake is and how, you know, I'm not sure the correct word you would use, you know, the geographical layout of the water. But I mean, we knew we were in the right area, and it was just
Right.
like, well, heck, that's where we're at, but that's not the object, you know. And then, which this has led into more discussions that, you know, we talked about today, that, you know, is it possible that when the water receded at one time, maybe it possibly did pull the car back,
Because
and it's still there, but it's in a deeper area. But, you know, is it possible for the car to get up and move? Because, I mean, like we talked, the location where it's at, the farm fields that are right above it, there is a farm road that leads right to the object.
right.
We were probably 8 to 10 feet below the farm field level. And I mean, you could so ramp a car off, you know, if
Yeah.
you wanted to be done in life. It was such a perfect situation to just drive straight off into the water and be done.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, okay, well, maybe this car did ramp off, and when it landed in the water, it hit the piece of farm equipment. And maybe that's why we're seeing that object. And, you know, maybe 100% there was a car there at one time next to that object. Because,
And we were talking about that earlier, about how the force of the water, if it had flooded at some point, could have pushed that down. But then again, of course, I go, there's no way that could happen. I mean, my goodness.
Well,
But
with the ground itself, we were stomping the ground to see how soft it was, if something could sink.
yeah,
The ground was very hard, smooth. I mean, there was grass and stuff, but it was smooth. A vehicle, we talked many times how a vehicle will form a vacuum suction once it gets to the bottom.
right.
But it's got to sink down to where the body of the car is in the mud for it to do that. If it's sitting on its tires and the car itself is in the air, it's not going to form the vacuum suction. So as long as it's not sunk in, it can still move when the water moves. And it doesn't happen often like that. In fact, it's very rare, but it is possible.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, that car, I know it's out there somewhere. It's just not where we needed it to be.
yeah. But I believe with what we've talked about, that I believe it still needs to be 100% thoroughly searched.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
We will definitely have to go back. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the only thing that we actually confirmed was the car wasn't in this location at this point in time. The rest of the area has not been cleared.
Oh no.
And the ground, where the piece of equipment was, there is no way that the car had silted in or sank.
No. Let's see.
It was hard as a rock.
Let me grab the file.
Okay.
I want to say
he's gonna get the file on Mary and Billy here. Okay, most of the time, once it sets down, it settles and doesn't move. And then Crystal, how long would this? Oh, he's going to get that for you. Does USGS have early photos, or does Game and Parks have yearly records of water depths? I don't know. That'd be something. I don't know.
Yeah. And they went missing September 11th of 2009.
Did you hear me talk about Tamara's question here? Have yearly photos, or does Game and Parks have yearly records of water depths? I wondered
We'll have
that.
to look into that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to look up here and see what else we got. Oh, she was describing about that. Yeah.
And yeah, Byron, I agree. Most of the time, once it does settle down, it does settle and won't move, but it's still going to have to settle in to where the body is in the mud to form the vacuum.
Yeah. When was the last flooding and the major tornadoes that went for miles?
Speaking of that, that's the other thing that surprised me. As much rain as we have gotten recently, that water was still fairly low there.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised about. I figured you guys would need, your boots and whatnot to get through there, and
because it's been flooding every week, every other week for the past several weeks in the area.
Yeah.
And our dock at work recently was flooded over. The road was shut down just past us toward Highway 5, water over.
Oh, wow. Goodness.
Easton had a bunch of flooding going on.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awfully dry, and it just begs the question, where did all the water go? I feel like there was a change in the streams.
Yeah.
Something happened.
See, I'm interested in finding that out.
Yeah. Oh, Tamara was explaining the question that he had.
Okay.
So that's not for us.
And anybody that's trying to look the object up, when you pull up Little Bean Marsh on whatever program you're using, you will see off to the side there is little fingers that come off of the lake that's still part of it. It's going to be the finger on the left. And it's not very far up there as far as what looks like water on there that this is in.
Yeah.
But that's the general location of where this is.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit to the other side of the lake, not far from the bank over there.
Change in the streams. So anyway, that was our experience from yesterday. I mean,
as heartbreaking as it was, if there would have been a vehicle in there in that particular spot, that would have been a very hard recovery.
Yeah.
Where it was, we'd have had to have somehow come in off the fields, or law enforcement would have had to. They would have had to cut some trees down to make room to pull it up the bank on that side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was, when you go on a search, and we've done this on Randy Leach's case.
Oh, yeah.
We will have an area that we think there's something there. We see an image of something that somebody has sent us, and it looks the bumper in Cedar Creek that Brittany had sent us.
Yeah.
It looked so much like a bumper that I thought we were going to find answers on something, and it turned out to be a rock formation.
Yeah, those images sometimes play tricks on you.
So the letdowns that come with this is very real.
Crystal says, I remember seeing on Maps Pro the devastation of tornadoes was just shocking, and I kept following it house after house down, but I can't remember which year.
Now, is that the tornado that went through Linwood?
Oh.
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
It destroyed a lot of
Yeah.
houses out in that area.
But yeah.
Well, just yesterday was a definite. I mean, it's kind of a eye opener when it comes to the actual Google Earth images and other stuff, because it's not we can't 100% at this point rule out that there wasn't a car there next to that piece of equipment. And also the images that look like there is a car in the water, we don't know when those images were taken.
Yeah.
That's something else we need to look into to try to figure out.
Yep.
And I felt kind of like I was tricked in a way, but it was just something you just have to put more research into about Google Earth imaging. And how many other times have people seen cars in the woods, and I mean,
You want me to do that?
when it's true, not what the images really are. It's something else, and whether or not the object was there at one time and then it's been removed, and that's something else that we need to look in, like what we had talked about today.
Yeah.
Going down that path of trying to figure out, was there a car there and has it already been removed once the water,
Right.
But why didn't they move the piece of farm equipment too? If it
Right.
was,
Exactly.
why?
Exactly.
And the piece of farm equipment had been burned. I mean, it was clear because the steel belting of the tires was still on the wheels, and especially
Right.
the rim part of the tire, you could still see it, and you could just tell that it had been burned on purpose. Well, I mean, we can't say 100%, but then again, there should be no reason that piece of farm equipment was in that area.
Yeah.
Lake,
Well, I tell you one thing. It was different. So,
Yeah.
what did Tamara say? Linwood had a bad storm in 91 as well. High winds and hail. Our house was hit pretty hard. Oh, I bet it was.
See, that was a bad storm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming Tamara's walking through the steps of. Okay. Now hover your mouse over the map and you should see the capture date of that. Oh, she's just walking you through the steps of what to look for, I'm assuming. Hi, Missy. But yeah.
That's another feature that I forgot about. If we click on that, then
Yeah.
their comments pop up there.
Anyone miss her? Anyone miss me?
Oh no, Missy, not.
Oh
at
God,
all.
no.
And if any of y'all have any questions on last night
Yeah.
or yesterday, going forward, any of the other cases we're working on, I'm absolutely throw them in the comment section.
Yeah.
We'll get those answered.
Yeah. But
I told Alex, be prepared. People may throw some questions their way.
Yeah.
So it's okay to pick on Alex. He can take it.
okay.
His sense of humor is one that is definitely needed out there on these searches.
Speaking of which, how's Taylor's trailer?
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. We got the new tires and wheels put on in the parking lot, some gas station in St. Joe.
Good. I wondered if you guys made it out there and how everything went. So.
Well, we didn't have a jack, so
of course.
But I did have a jack stand and a piece of pipe. So jack stand is the leverage pipe. Tammy and I pushed down on the pipe while Taylor used the impact, and because I had my tools with me, I just didn't have a jack.
Yeah.
So we got it done.
Good.
But
Taylor brought, which is Tammy's son, he brought out his boat to give us a hand, and he left after everything had calmed down and got halfway to, where was he going, St. Joe?
Yes.
And got a flat tire on the trailer. So, yeah.
And Chad, thank you very much for jumping on here, man. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, hi Chad.
I just found this channel interesting. Chad, we got a lot of people that comment on these, some that'll join us live,
Oh, yeah.
some that'll be joining live in the future,
Yeah.
and just great people.
Yes, I agree with Crystal. Hit that like button.
Definitely share the page.
That's right.
And tune in for all the weekly updates and
Right.
that happens. So,
Yep.
Because we have some big videos in the works that's going to be coming out. We've been mentioning forever now.
Yeah. And then the new channel starting soon. So
Yeah, July 1st, that will start airing over there.
Yeah. Well, okay. Brandon wants to know, where are you from, Chad? If you'd like to discuss that. If not, you want to jump into next. Says good vibes. Sure will. Good vibes. Oh, he's from South Carolina. Hi. Nice.
Now, I had a person reach out to me on a case, and this person is in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And contacted me today.
Yeah.
He was on the water sonaring.
Yeah.
There are 2 missing persons cases in that area, both of them involving vehicles.
What part of Florida, if you can mention? Like,
Kane at the moment.
I meant just like southern, the east, which side of Florida?
I have to have his permission for that.
Okay.
But he sent me some pictures today from his sonar that looks like 2 vehicles there.
Yeah.
Both of these cases, the person that went missing was within 3 miles of this area when they went missing.
Right.
So he is going to be diving on those to confirm that these are vehicles, then get law enforcement out to get those removed.
Well, there we go.
So there may be some good news coming out of Florida very soon.
Good. Hi, Katie.
Katie, you're late.
Yeah, you're in trouble, woman. Do we want to start talking about?
The one that was late was Missy, because I haven't seen Missy comment in
a
weeks.
while. Well, are we ready to get started on anything else? Randy, anything?
We can if you want. Always late.
Do you guys, Alex and Tammy, do you guys want to discuss anything? You're up now to choose what we want to talk about, or like with Randy's case, do you have any?
We could go into Randy's case. I'm not sure if anything's coming to you all. The stuff that I've done on my side as for like the National Geographic stuff, the little Facebook page we did for that. I haven't had not one message or anything. And, I've been thinking about trying to reword the name of the page, the group, to maybe attract more traffic to, get, to have people look at it and stuff.
Well, that could be a good question for our followers. What do you think a good name would be for that page? Help Alex and Tammy out. Y'all quit picking on Katie for being late. It's normal that she's late. But yeah, that's a good thing. Maybe you guys could come up with a really good name for it and get it going. So
yeah, because that image still cannot be completely ruled out until there is a positive identification in who was in that photo.
Okay.
And I think that's true. I think really that it needs to 100% be, identified, debunked, and I believe 100% in the case that it was just left to die when I believe law enforcement reached out to National Geographics, and they could not be, get in contact with the photographer, so they just let it go.
Yeah.
Which, I believe Randy's mother and father believed it wasn't him, but it was quite a few years. It was honestly, depending when the pic was taken, just because it was in that particular issue in 1992 doesn't mean that the picture wasn't taken in 1991. And by
Right.
the time they wrote the story, time had gone by.
Right.
So, you know, um, I believe it just, it needs to run its full course. Whether this person who is actually the person can come forward to me, or somebody knows the person, you know, some, needs to become of it.
Yeah. Because it says here a second ago, somebody asked, okay, where are you from, Alex and Tammy, is what Byron asked. I'll let you guys answer that one.
Go ahead.
So I'm originally from Kansas City, Kansas. That's where I grew up. But when it came time for me to go to high school, my mom and dad paid tuition for me to go to Baser Linwood. So my freshman year was the year that Baser and Linwood consolidated schools. So, I was a freshman basically the following year after Randy disappeared. So
Yeah.
of course that's my involvement is, being in high school the year right after it happened and being a freshman, and it was still being talked about in the hallways and in class and stuff. And so I grew up, in Kansas City, Kansas, but went to school at Baser Linwood, and then in the last few years I moved to Northwest Missouri area. Now Tammy's a different story. She's not originally from here.
No. And when you hear this lady talk, oh my God, I love her accent. Oh my gosh. I love her accent. Go ahead, Tammy. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to embarrass you.
You're fine. I'm from Tennessee. And
Yeah.
I do not realize I have an accent till I go back home to Tennessee and I hear everybody else talking. I'm like, oh my.
Doesn't realize she has an accent. Are you kidding? No, I love your accent. Okay. Brandon said, I thought the subject of the photo was identified and proven not to be Randy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Where that comes in, I believe Alberta has said that she didn't think that was Randy. In fact, she said it wasn't Randy.
Yeah.
That was where it come out that it had been identified,
Right.
but it's so close
Oh,
that we
my
kind of need the
goodness.
name of that person
Yeah.
to prove that
Right.
it's not Randy.
I mean, that's how identical those photos are. We have to get confirmation. Mark, I don't think so, Brandon, not by the documents I read. So, yeah.
And we will be going on a ground search using metal detectors, hopefully this coming weekend on Randy's case.
Oh, there you go, Tammy. Chad says, I love your accent too.
Oh.
Missy, I know the feeling about accents.
Yeah, Missy's got
Yeah,
a
Missy's
strong
got a
accent.
very strong accent as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, the thing that caught me with the whole National Geographic is, a lot of people physically change in, over the few years. And, there was lots of stuff. There was rumors. There was documented stuff that said Randy possibly ran away to California.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't believe it, and I mean, I'm not saying I believe it, but
Yeah.
Enough people saw that picture and thought it was Randy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you look at hairstyle and how he combed his
I know.
hair,
Even exactly, the hairstyle was even spot on as well. So I mean, it was unbelievably just, yeah,
and
doppelganger 100%, or him. I don't know.
and people gain weight, people lose weight.
Right.
People unfortunately get on drugs. And
Yeah.
And
Right.
going to California was, if somebody was, and the rumor possibly did, and maybe some of the stuff that was, the accusations and rumors of why he did or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the way the picture is taken, it's not a full-on face frontal view, and it's not, it's hard if you look at all the pictures of Randy that are posted, that you can't find the right exact way this person has their head tilted and find one that Randy has his head tilted or turned. But
Right.
Randy supposedly had a mole on his left ear, and we've looked at pictures, and I don't see a mole on his left ear. You
Yeah.
know, I think we've had some of the people in the past, maybe it was Mark or somebody else had made the question, about how Randy wore his watch. And I
Yeah.
think there was pictures, or there was some discussions, somewhere along the line that they had seen him wear his watch on both hands.
Yeah.
So it's just, I would like to hopefully someday find out, is this person still alive? Is the person that
Right.
the picture still alive? Will somebody eventually say, "Hey, this is me, and I'm not Randy," or
Yeah.
I knew this person in the past, and unfortunately, he's passed away, but this was who he was. This was his name. You
Yeah.
know, and when it comes down to it, it's just research. It's just setting on the computer and trying to get somewhere with it, and
Yeah.
hopefully will. But we don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Crystal says the Geographic came out years ago as well, kind of died off. There was also a lookalike of a young man tied to a bed being tortured, but I can't find it again. But longtime followers might remember. Bobby says you can't read some of the documents they print as well. Still a lot of red tape in those files. Mark says, hold on just a second here. Oops, I disappeared on me. Okay, there we go. Hey, Brando, any movement with Mr. Bishop allowing a search of his pond to rule it out? Again, not suspecting bishops, only that Montgomery had access to the house and the pond. Brandon, hold on, let me see here. Can you show a side-by-side of the Nat Geo photo and a photo of Randy? Oh, that's a good one.
I will have to get one of those made and then put up. I'm still not tech savvy enough to
Yeah.
jump in on this.
Missy says, I just don't think he would leave his mom, but that picture is different. Yeah, look at the time frame. So Mark says, or was that Brent that maybe was going to ask? Brandon. Mark, no, I haven't seen Jim in several months. Brent sees him more often than I do. Missy says, we need to find out about that shoe that was found. Crystal wants to know, what is the Facebook page? She can do that.
Something else we could do. Maybe we should collect all the
Go
pictures
ahead.
ever
I won't
posted
be able to put the link in.
Oh,
and make a video of nothing but the pictures of Randy throughout his life and everything, and make it with some music in the background or something. Just a quick little few minute video of
right.
what pictures that people have posted on different Facebook pages, or the Randy Leach website page, or
Right.
if you Google Randy Leach's name,
Yeah.
there's lots of stuff.
Yeah.
There's anytime you Google Kansas missing, Missouri missing persons, Randy's picture continuously shows up. Even when you don't type in his name, it still shows up. So maybe that's something we should do someday.
There you go. Yeah.
Video with pictures, and
Yeah.
try to throw in the National Geographic pictures in
Yeah.
with it.
Because that one, yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that picture yet, whew, oh my goodness. Doppelganger, twin, I don't know, but
I'm gonna go
holy
grab his
moly.
phone.
Okay. And Crystal says, my page is about the car only.
Yeah.
I actually was going to make one the other day. Yeah, Denny's going to run downstairs into where all his files are. He's going to go grab that file real quick. Let's see. Yeah, when I first saw that, Alex, that picture of Randy and oh my goodness. I looked at the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, he's been in a fight. Did you see his nose? I mean,
Well,
to me, his nose looked all messed up.
Tammy's grabbing our issue too.
Okay,
So
there it is. Yep. Yeah.
uh,
Go ahead and turn to that page if you can get it and show if
So-
some of our viewers have not seen it yet. If you haven't seen it, here it comes. Oh my goodness.
So it is on page 62 and 63, and the issue is June of 1992.
Right. Obviously, we're looking at the gentleman towards the left there.
This is
Oh,
ground
yeah.
zone.
And this was in California, right? This picture, California, yeah.
So this was taken on Sunset Boulevard in California.
Right.
You know, and like I said before, you know, it was June of 1992, but you know, for all we know, the pictures could have been taken in 1991. You know, maybe they were taken in April of 1992.
Yeah. Yeah,
The issue talks a lot about the homeless kids.
Yeah.
You know, it talks about the sexual preferences of people.
They already showed it. They got theirs out and showed it.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah.
It's quite an interesting read about the stuff that was happening on the Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
You know, you know, the homosexuality stuff that was going on. And, you know, and that's, you know, we're not saying that that's anything about Randy or this person, but it's just, you know, this person looks like they've gained, you know, they might be heavier than Randy was, but just the facial features, the, you know, the way the hair line
exactly.
Alex, you know,
yeah.
in the picture, he is wearing a watch on his right hand.
Yeah.
But also in this picture, you know, you can't see a mole on his left ear. But, you know, then again, I've never seen a mole on Randy's left ear in any other pictures that's ever been. So.
Crystal says, I'm careful about what I post on the one Betty runs. She has seen it all, and certain things brings up pain. Brandon says, hello, hey, Ponytail, Missy. I really hope that we can get that video chat and have Alex along with Mark. Crystal says, the nose looks different to me, but everything is spot on. The shape of the shoulders and all. See, that's what I'm saying. Tamara says, do they have a metadate? Is that right? Of the picture. What is that? What is a metadate? Do you know what that is, Alex? Metadate.
I do not.
But
you know, I know that the reports, the narrative reports from, you know, law enforcement, I believe there was the phone numbers on them documents. I don't know, and I don't remember if you all have those documents in your files. But you know, trying to cross-reference, and you know, I have wanted to sit down and take an hour and call National Geographics and try investigating it again.
Yeah.
You know, can we talk to somebody? Can we get an actual date when these pictures were taken?
Yeah,
you know, There would have to be some type of documentation on who took the pictures and when they were taken.
Right.
You know,
somebody's got to have an answer.
Yeah.
Law enforcement had a name and contact information. It won't be in those.
I know, but
had the name and contact information, and that's who they weren't able to get. He was out of the country for a while, and when he come back, there's no record that they ever made contact.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, Mark sent an image of Randy with the watch on his left wrist.
So Alex,
Messenger.
Yeah.
I will
Brandon.
that.
Brandon says, keep all options open. Heard of baby Holly? This is the recent
Yes.
story. It's a 42-year-old woman that was just identified as a missing baby out of a murdered couple from 81. And I don't know if you've been following it, but that's one of the brand new stories that have been, around right now. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, to know that that's you, like you're the baby.
I read
Oh
that
my
story and
goodness.
was like,
Yeah.
wow.
And he did send that through Messenger, Alex.
Okay.
Tamara just said, metadate digital info of the picture if it was digital. Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate that. They will have a date and a timestamp, she said. Missy, Alex, would you be willing to do a video chat with all of us?
Certainly.
Is that the cart? Yep.
See, there ain't no time.
Yeah, there's no time. Would it be in the picture, Tamara? Is that where it would be, or we'd have to find that info somewhere else? You see anything on yours, Alex, maybe?
But I do want to do something real quick while we're talking
Okay.
subject. I want to go to the front of the issue where it has all the information.
Oh, why didn't we think of that?
And I want to see if it talks about who for that article, if there's any information on that article on who could have been the photographer or the writer of the article, because we'll chase it down.
Yep.
We will.
There we go.
Here we go. We're like through half the, this many pages already, and we still haven't made the front.
Photographs by Steve McCurry.
Is that the one? Sunset Boulevard. That is the one. Do you see it, Alex, where it says photographs by Steve McCurry? It's this page.
Okay, so I'm on the same page.
And if you look at the second one with the poodle, it says Sunset Boulevard, Streets of the Stars. Would that be him?
That is by Rick Gore, photographs by Steve McCurry.
So that's who. And I mean,
right there's two names we need to try to contact with and possibly.
Okay.
And explain this story of Randy to them, which they might know. Maybe they've had people in the past reach out to them and say, "Hey, we know the police did that. The police reached out, but how far did they go into it and try to investigate this whole situation?" So it's definitely something worth.
Why didn't we think of that?
Looking into a little more.
Exactly. Because, we have a name now, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, why didn't we think to do that earlier? Darn it. Duh. Duh.
Because there's always 10,000 others.
Yes. Oh, my goodness, yes.
So.
Just call National Geographic. So, what are you looking for?
I was looking for the article that had that information, but there it is, right there. See, this is why I'm excited that Alex and Tammy are here with us. Alex, I'm moving our table all around. Alex we've been talking on the phone. We'll grab our computers and stuff, start looking into things.
Yeah.
And he'll come. I found this. Where in the world did you find that at?
He's tech savvy. You are not, sir.
So, I barely get us onto this.
You're right. Right. If not, Megan, come help us.
Well,
Brandon, you all had a good evening.
Good night, Brandon.
Good night, Brandon. Have a good week.
There we go. Oops. Mark says, let's see. I believe there are police reports in the documents covering the cops calling the magazine and requesting information regarding the photograph, and he was out of town, and I guess that was it. Oh, great.
Yeah, the first number they called that they gave the cop ended up being the wrong number.
Yeah.
And they were finally able to get in touch with somebody else, and the photographer was out of the country, but they would get a message and nothing ever come of it.
Tamara said, if you are using Windows Explorer, finding metadata is incredibly easy. All you have to do is right-click, properties, details, simple. Mark, later, Brandon.
So we need to see if they have a digital image of that as well, see
Right.
what that pulls up.
Tamara, if it's not original, the metadata may be encoded or changed. Oh.
So with the metadata, so you can go on National Geographic's website and you can go online, and I believe you have to be a paying member, because I tried and I could not do it. I could not get so that's when I was just like straight to eBay for $100 and bought it. And I think at that time we were talking to you, we were talking with Jen, and I think we all three bought them within probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They were wondering what
I ordered mine the night that he showed me his.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I went on and ordered one.
Right. And Tamara does say best to have original digital picture. So thank you, Tamara.
I wonder if you go online to National Geographic's, pay for the subscription, pull up the issue, and then pull up the picture, if it will have the data on who took it, when, the location.
I mean, does that ever expire, Tamara? Is there a chance that it's too old of an issue to go back and do it? Or is that it doesn't matter? Would that still work?
Yeah, because finding the date and hopefully the specific location of that will really help advance that.
Right. I mean, I don't think there'd be a problem going back that far. That's what they, it's what National Geographic does. And Crystal, what is the issue again?
It's the National Geographic.
Just show it.
June 1992.
Yeah.
But we do have that ground search with metal detectors on Randy's coming up. We've got 2 water sonar searches coming up. Then we've got the sonar search coming up on Billy and Mary Black, couple of those. And once we have permission, we have a search for Crystal Kipper we're going to be going on.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's nothing, right? Okay. No. How do I get that? Okay, like that. And Crystal, thanks. Sure.
Yeah, we definitely have a few busy weeks coming up.
You guys ready? Ready to go?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready. So, gonna be the boss program. Boots on the ground.
Right. Tammy, we're gonna get dirty this time, okay?
Okay.
we got kind of sweaty yesterday. We're gonna actually play in the dirt this time.
Dennis and I was down in the swamp.
Yeah.
Hey, the weeds head.
Right.
We
Tamara,
just lose them.
Right. Tamara says it depends on how it is placed on the website. It may be encoded on their website, but it would be worth to try it. If the picture was taken with film, there won't be any metadata. Oh, okay. Thank you. And then Bobby says, I have read so many documents on Randy that in some documents have caught my attention on what was reported and recorded. It's still working. Yeah. On that puzzle. Okay. Oh my goodness. That's needs to get off there.
One of the things with the documents that concerns me is a lot of people will report something and then you go further in the documents and they've completely changed their story.
Yeah.
They saw something today, 2 weeks from now, they didn't see nothing. And
Well, and there's a lot of documents that are out there that they're just unreadable. They're
Yeah.
unlegible because they've been copied so many times, or we can go and say is they deliberately been blurred to where
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happened, but I can't believe that uh, Agent Smith over here made a document and then he handed it to you know Agent Riffraff, and you can't legibly read it. I mean, it looks like something has been copied so many times, and it's just you can't read it, you can't make it out, and you know that it's hard trying to decipher stuff sometimes and go through the information and make heads or tails of what
Right.
it's saying, or you might only get bits and pieces of a name because it didn't come all the way through, and that's the
Right.
things that are circulating. So there could be something very important that's missed on a document because it can't read it, can't see it.
Right.
Dan
So
says that's probably because they were threatened.
Yeah.
There seem to be a lot of threats going
Right,
around on a lot
right.
of cases.
Chad says you winged it. Nothing like getting sweaty or dirty, huh? Bobby says, hello, Dan, Missy. This is his Facebook page. And then Dan says hello. So, but yeah, that's exactly what happens. It's aggravating.
Yeah.
So,
And going with that line, the Alex Van Dowson case, we have definitely a video coming out on that this week.
Yeah.
Huge developments in this
Oh, yeah.
case.
It was when I saw the evidence we have and heard bits and pieces, my mouth dropped. I was in shock. I didn't know what to feel, how to feel, what to even say. So it's going to be it changes the whole story. So.
Basically, what we uncovered during the reenactment video is what's coming to light.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we're able to share more and put it together, you'll see exactly why.
There was another search for Summer Wells paid for by the family.
Oh, when did that happen, Dan?
I think it
Was that in the news?
And do you know who it was that was on the ground doing the search, Dan? I'm going to have to look that up and try to reach out to them.
I saw something on it earlier.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
today. Okay.
Well, I think it may have been, if I'm not mistaken.
Because it says the body camera footage proves we were right.
That one's on Alex's
Yeah,
case.
that's on Alex. There was body cam footage. He'll let us know on the summer.
Okay.
But yeah, there's, once we get it all together, I mean, the new information that came in, I mean, I'm sure you felt the same way I did. Like, oh my goodness, this changes everything.
There's no denying what we've been saying on that case all along is correct.
Right. Right. And have you mentioned it to Alex at all?
I did a little bit yesterday. We'll be going.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to meet with them now and go over a lot of these cases.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
That one is another one as heartbreaking as it gets.
Yeah.
So hopefully we are that much closer to justice for Alex.
Because it's just one of those stories that make you think. I mean, Alex was so innocent of everything. So he was a good kid. So private investigator hired by Summer's mom. Oh, wonder how far they got.
I was reading briefly on it, and they were talking about using a drone that could detect disturbed ground.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Can we show that?
And Brent Holiday just sent me a picture that he found that is the side-by-side of Randy Leach and then the Nat Geo picture.
Yeah, I mean, almost, identical.
Yeah.
I mean, almost completely spot on identical. So,
And I will
Yeah,
get this
see,
picture.
you did the same thing I did, Tammy. Were you talking about the chin?
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's what I said.
One of the first things I saw.
Yeah.
And when I first got the issue, I went through and was trying to find pictures of Randy where he had his head turned,
Yeah.
shoulder kind of, and looking down at the ground. Because, granted, we're not going to be able to get a 100% spot on picture that his head's in the same position. He's leaning over, sitting down, I mean, it's going to be impossible, but just, some of the features. And, I would love to be able to find somebody that does, that type of facial recognition type
Right.
stuff for law enforcement, and, gather a tremendous amount of pictures of Randy, and, this is how crazy I even went down this, not say the rabbit hole, but there I know everybody's seen it because it's been all over Facebook and TikTok, but there's an app where you can download it and then you can upload a picture and then the picture comes to life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did that with my dad's photo.
Well, I took that picture out of the National Geographics and I tried manipulating it,
Yeah.
that program, and trying to get, and it did kind of move and do, but it's not like what they
Okay.
Unfortunately, trying to take a picture out of the magazine and not get the reflection,
Yeah.
and then upload it to the app and get it to manipulate it to make it look like it's smiling and moving its eyes.
Yeah.
It did do it to a point, but it did, it was unable to recreate any exact looking picture of any other.
Yeah. When I did it with my dad's, I mean, I showed my camera on the picture of my dad, and it just, the glare, and I mean, you see his eye move just for a second, and you're like, that's it, nothing. So yeah, I know. Yeah.
Advertise and
Yep.
do
Yeah.
the paying for and getting you to do this.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, the age, the time that had passed, people gain weight, lose weight,
Right.
people, their health changes, the activities that they participate in, but to a point, it sure does look like him from, that angle.
Right.
I just,
Yeah, that's what I said.
just find a picture that had that same look, and, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, there's not a picture that looks like that.
Yeah. Dan or Bobby says private investigators $500 per hour now. Who can afford them? And that's still going along with the summer wells search. Ponytails said, Brandon, there's a pic of Randy with the same angle as the one in question. It's on Tamara's page, but there's a big fat yellow circle around it. Dan, people are still donating to Summer's mom for summer wells search, so I'm assuming that might help get where she needs to be. Bobby, they only charge startup fee and waived rest of fees. Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's nice. Missy says the haircut. Bobby, okay, Dan. Crystal just shared this video on Recovery Facebook page. I'm sure you were on it though. Lots of pics and Google shots. Nice. Thanks.
And I just got that side-by-side
Yeah.
image put over on our Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Muddy Water Search and Recovery.
Yeah. So it's on there now. But yeah. Private investigator is overrated. It's really a 6-week course. Oh wow. Really? That's it? Oh goodness.
I know here you got to work with the private investigator for
Yeah,
so many
didn't we-
hours to
yeah.
qualify. Because I would like to, I know it wouldn't be much more help for us, but it would, I feel, be.
Give us more ideas of what we're doing
It gives
in a way.
give us more credentials
Yeah.
on scene with law enforcement and stuff to
Yeah.
become private investigators.
Yeah.
But I still would not charge the families for anything we're
No,
trying
no.
to do. It's all about the families.
Okay. Missy says, need to get a person to do a facial recognition, overlap the picture. That's a good one. That would be perfect.
And speaking of facial recognition, Alex, the organization that we've talked about involving somebody else, we need to talk to them as well and see if they can do some type of facial recognition on top of everything else they do over there,
Yeah.
because they may do stuff like that as
Right.
well.
Right.
So I will try to call them tomorrow and find
Yeah.
out.
Crystal said that is a 6 weeks and weekend only in Virginia years ago. She's got,
Wow.
I had my license for the heck of it. That's awesome. Cool. But yeah, that would be amazing. We need to do that. Actually, yeah. Wow. Cool. What?
I'm just gonna be quiet.
What? Make fun of me?
I pick on the girls a lot and it gets me in trouble a lot, and I'm trying to learn when it's best to be quiet.
Yeah. Hush.
Sorry,
You guys have
reading too.
huh?
I said we were catching up reading on the comments too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, oh. Okay. Dan says, I'm hoping after all the new evidence with the Alex case, Jen will be able to get other law enforcement involved, such as FBI, DOJ, possibly a lawsuit. And if they get involved, I'm praying the police get involved. That's a good one, yes. Crystal says, you can laugh. It was to catch cheating hubby only. Oh, my goodness. Goodness.
Hey, if it worked, good for
Ugh.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Tamara said, Tamara said the Missouri MUFON assistant state director took the course to become a PI. Took some time and she learned a lot. Dan says with filing the false reports, end up getting charged.
Right.
Okay. Bobby just said, oh yeah, Dennis, look up how many closed up body shops were around Randy's hometown time he went missing. Any around there, was there? Oh, okay. Oh, geez. Okay. Mark says, Leanne says that you did not search any ponds. What?
Leanne says that they did not search any ponds. We saw in the AWP video that Harold had some divers in one of the nearby ponds. I wonder if Harold has a list of ponds that he had done.
Thank you. Oh, I completely read that wrong. That's why I was starting to get upset over nothing. Phew.
You get upset over nothing.
Oh, hush.
There I go, getting in trouble.
the Kaufman's property, which was next to the Irwins, I know their pond searched immediately. I don't know if it was the next day or within a few days, but I know that it was searched, on law enforcement's behalf.
Yeah.
But there was a video posted. I think it was posted on, the AWP channel, Jared's channel, of I think they were sitting in the Leach's home and they were watching a video that showed a couple divers walking through somewhat of a wooded area, a field with I think some diving equipment in their hand or something, and something to that effect. So I think stuff had happened, right when it was going on, and we know that there was confirmation of, search by air, that, situation.
Yeah.
Crystal
Okay.
said, I'm sure Harold did, and Betty most likely does as well have a list of ponds
Oh,
that
yeah.
they've searched.
Mark said, Alberta, if you're listening, can you give us such a list? Yes. Dan says, chop shop. Bobby says, Randy's car could be in a closed body shop back then as well. Hi, Craig. So.
Okay, now Craig is really late. Craig, now we got to pick on you because we picked on Missy for being
yeah,
late.
Yeah. So, shame on you, sir. Goodness. 7:30 promptly, sir. Mark says yes. So,
And I think at this point too, like we've all discussed, there's nothing that anybody says is out of line when it comes to searching. Anything, spot, barn, waterway,
yeah. Yeah.
somebody's backyard, somebody's attic. I mean, we have to look at every possible path that could lead to bring him home.
Right.
Yeah, if it hasn't been cleared and proof that it's been cleared, we can't
Yeah,
say
we
that it
can't,
is
yeah.
clear and still needs searched.
Craig said, I just got done planting Milo. Ooh, goodness. It's getting hotter and hotter, too. Whew.
And yesterday was a perfect example.
Yeah. Yes.
Clearing something, because when
Yeah.
we first arrived at the lake and we realized that we were either going to bury the truck trying to get the truck and the trailer to the water, and we drove around, we looked for other ways to get in, and we set off on an adventure. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Dennis and I, we walked clear across that one end of the lake, and we did. We stood there, touched it, took pictures, and that's what it's going to take with Randy. Every single lead, whether we are searching on a computer, making phone calls, walking through a swamp, walking through the woods, crawling through a tunnel, a cave, we're not going to stop.
That's right. That's right.
So
Dan says, yay, I was late and they didn't catch me. Keep it up, Dan. Keep it up. Bobby says his car is in some building or an old falling down barn that has heavy grown with greenage. Craig, long day, 106 here today. Oh my goodness. Craig said, cool, go to Houston, 114. Missy, send those to Alex. They might help you guys out a little more. Let me know if you get them.
Okay, I got those, Missy, and I'll get those sent over to Alex as well.
And then Craig, oh, our lights just flickered. Maybe it's Randy going, okay, guys, listen up. Craig, 114 is way too much for me. Yes, sir, I agree. And we live in Kansas. So
it was like 92.
Yeah. That was yesterday was mild, right? Compared to what we've got today.
And wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, we all looked great coming out of there at the end, didn't we? We all looked, we were just so gross.
Had to get a haircut today.
I noticed that. Tammy looks all nice with her hair up, and I'm over here going, whatever.
Oh.
Reaction today morning was I was going to put on work shorts and this and that.
Yeah.
Nah, better not. Better wear jeans or.
Oh, that's what I told him. I said, it's going to be hot, but we're going to be out in the woods. I'm sure I better wear jeans, and I'm glad I did and I'm glad Tammy wore long pants too, and I'm glad she did because it was gross yesterday though. Oh, in those woods.
When Dennis and I first got down into that first tall patch of grass, and literally it had to have been, easily 6 to 8 feet tall.
Yes.
We were walking a path that evidently the deer had been running. I told Dennis, waiting for any second for a big old deer to jump up.
Yeah. That's how tall that grass was. At one point, it was above both of their heads. And it was horrible.
Yeah, we would have been trouble. One of us would have sank up to our waist.
Yeah. Bobby said, or Dan, okay, let me see. I need to pick up where we were here. Dan said, I sent you a pic of what looks like a car sticking out of some trees close to the party. He said that?
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, what's wrong with you, Craig? You're still green behind the ears. Okay. Crystal says, I thought it was Mark Leach on here when I asked last week. Mark Leach. No, it was Randy. Okay, am I missing something? You mean you thought we mentioned a Mark Leach, not a who we're talking about now, hun? Or am I completely missing the subject?
Yesterday I found it kind of comical. That man showed up. He was taking 4 kids back there fishing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he's asked, is this a good day to go walking on the trails? I see search and recoveries here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he asked, who y'all looking for? Well, couldn't go into too much detail, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. I asked a Mark here last week if it was the Mark I knew. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Okay. I'm sorry, what?
Anthony Waybright. How you doing, Anthony?
Oh, hey, Anthony.
Tony's late to the show.
Bobby says, well, Crystal, I said, I don't know how many times Randy is not in water. Mark, yep. Yeah, I thought it was Mark Leach. No, honey, it's Randy Leach. And Mark, nope, not a leech. If you are, you've got some splaining to do, sir.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah. Anthony's saying hi. Yeah, hope not a leech.
See, now, Anthony, we can say Alex said that you're late.
Yeah. There you go.
A little late. He did send a message on my phone a few minutes ago, but if I clicked on it, I wouldn't have been able to stay on the live feed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tony, I couldn't click on the message.
But anyway. Well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to working with you guys, seeing the answers that we're going to find, bringing these people home, finding answers for the families. I think the future is bright.
What's that say?
Well, I'm glad you asked to be a part of the group, and I'm we've been talking daily and sharing information and helping out, and it feels like family. It's and I enjoy helping you all and working on this stuff, and like with Randy's situation, I'm not related to Randy, but I went to school, in that time period right after he went missing the following year, and I have that connection to hearing about it, at school in the hallways and stuff every day, and helping you all with these other cases, just like yesterday. It's an honor to do this and to try to help the families, and
it's just a little way that we can give back.
Right. Absolutely. Because the more involved you get, the more that's all you want. You want to bring at least someone some relief somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mom.
That's right. I
can imagine. So.
Yeah.
And Mark, as soon as we have a bigger boat, we will definitely be out on there looking for those barrels. That is absolute.
Yeah. He says, hey, Dennis and Alex, are we going after those barrels? Need a bigger boat? Do you need a bigger boat? I'm sorry. If I had read that right, that would have made sense.
Because that part of the Missouri River it goes good through there. So we'll definitely want a bigger, better boat for that.
Okay.
I know if Taylor's boat in that situation, I'm not a boating person,
Right. His is going to have trouble in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We need them ex-military boats.
There we go.
With the two big.
We'll go over here to Fort and ask to borrow a couple things.
Yeah, we'll bring him right back. Promise. But yeah, Anyway, so anything else you guys want to discuss while we're here?
Just everybody that's been on tonight. We appreciate everybody, and we thank everybody for being a part, and
Faithfully showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
it's another part of everyone's life, like Sunday night family. And
Right. Yep.
just
Yep.
like we asked,
Absolutely.
anybody has any information on anything that Muddy Waters is working on, please send it in, and we'll get it recorded if we can look at it, and get the boots on the ground,
Yeah.
type keys on the keyboard, whatever it takes, and
Yeah.
that's
Get
what
out there and absolutely.
you know
Absolutely.
it goes more than just you guys and us helping you guys. It's everybody else that gets on here and helps and provides information, and even just talking about it. When we all talk about things and we all put our heads together, and the people right now that are on with us, our extended family of people
That's
who are
right.
part of this and helping.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
We take every bit of information, and I always look into stuff that people talk about or do or say, or I read stuff on all the Facebook pages. When
Right.
I'm working on my equipment, doing dirt work or something, or mowing grass at home, or I've even sat outside watering the cows and listen to YouTube videos,
Yeah. Yeah.
different cases, and I research it too. Before we really got involved with you all, when you talked about cases, I would go look them up and I would listen to it. I'd spend all day listening and learning, and like the Springfield Three. I had never heard of those three girls, and when you guys talked about it, I spent the whole day listening, to that, situation with those poor girls that disappeared, and
Yeah.
it's just people have to talk, people have to share information,
Yeah.
you might have saw something out of the corner of your eye, and at that day it didn't make no sense, and it was not a care in the world to you, but it could be something that saves somebody's life, or provides information to where somebody could be
That's right.
missing for a long time.
It's that one little piece of information that you may have overlooked that might solve the whole thing. You never know. So
It's very true.
And let me say one thing.
sure.
Is that everybody that's watching, I just want everyone to know that somebody from the outside coming in, these two are good people as well, and honest, seriously, are honest and are in it for the right reasons. So
Yes. Thank you.
they really wanted to bring Randy home, and just it has led into other things as well. So
Right. Yes,
Sorry.
that's
but
yeah. We appreciate that, Tammy. That is my main focus. I know it's yours. And even Megan, who is off camera now, she still has that in her heart of we want to bring Randy home. We want to bring them all home, but
I'm gonna go grab her.
she's busy right at the moment. Well, anyway, yeah. The whole case of Randy, an innocent kid just gone.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. Tammy, you're a mother. Megan's a mom. It kills me to even think about my kids, going through the same thing. I can't. I don't know how these moms and families do it. I hope we never have to. But yeah, that's exactly what our mission is. Bring these families home and put them at peace. We don't care how it happened, when it happened. We just want to bring them home. So,
Yeah, and when we're looking into the cases and the different theories, our objective isn't to determine and find who is the
No.
guilty party.
no,
It is, this theory has this person as a possibility. So with this name, what's the most likely areas where we need to search, that we might
Yeah.
find something.
Yeah. Yeah, because like we've done before, we're not in it to find out if you did it, why you did it, and I hope I can throw get you in trouble for it. No, we don't care. We want to know where that person is,
Yeah.
so we can bring them home and lay them to rest or whatever. So
if we can find them and bring them home, our job's done.
Yeah.
And it's up to law enforcement to take that where it
to
needs
take
to go.
over if need be. Yeah.
That's kind of hit me hard is, in the play that talked about Randy, it was, Randy died when he was 17. Randy will always be 17.
Yeah.
You have to look at it. He never got to marry. He
No.
never had the opportunity to have kids. In eternity, he's always going to be 17.
Right.
And what happened in his life in them 17 years, look what he missed out on in life.
Yeah. And that's what I think about a lot, like with the Alex case with him.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the Alex case, he was transgender. So I'm sure that was very difficult to deal with at the time with him. And just the sadness looking at Alex's picture when we did the case or started the case, it killed me because I know that depression. I dealt with it. My daughter, my youngest, she did come out to me as gay a couple of years ago, and the Alex case hits me a little harder because I know the kind of things my daughter goes through and what Alex had went through and what his mother is dealing with. Sorry, excuse me. But it is. I mean, these cases touch you to a point where you don't think you're going to be able to do them because it's so heartbreaking. But then another part of you goes, I have to. Because if this was my child, I'd want justice and I'd want to bring my child home. So, again, I'm sorry, guys. But it's very difficult. You've got to have almost a heart of steel to do this. Well, not of steel, but you know what I mean. You got to have a strong will and all that good stuff. So,
well, it's, in my mind, I thought about it, and I thought when we were out yesterday, I've honestly, I have never seen a dead person.
Right.
I mean, the situation.
Right.
I've
Right.
lost both my parents. I have seen them laying in a casket. It's not that situation of death. It's truly finding somebody in the situation. And it was a lot to kind of mentally digest because, I was kind of with Dennis on this. It felt like we were going to find them yesterday. It was just.
I had literally prepared myself and told myself, this is not going to be a pretty scene. You are not going to. I prepared myself for one of the gruesomest scenes ever. So yeah, I totally get that. This was not going to be a pretty picture.
And I discussed with Dennis about, what should we expect? I know we've watched AWP, we've watched other, people's videos and stuff.
Good night, Greg.
It was just one of those things. But real quick, I think it was somebody asked about the video that I had posted of the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mark did.
Oh, Mark. Yeah, right there. Why
So-
was the play link taken down? Why would someone do that?
It was the version that I posted on all of Randy's pages within a few days was taken down. I had people, private message me on Facebook and like, where'd the link go that you posted? And I'm like, so I went, and it's been removed. But
right.
There's a few little short segments of the play that you can find by the person that posted the play.
Right. So
I saved them in my playlist in YouTube to where I can go back and watch them. But they're little, 1 to 3 to 5 minute segments of the play. But yes, the whole complete play from start to finish that was in black and white has been taken down. And I have no reason why they would take it down unless all of a sudden the person who posted it freaked out because there was so much traffic, and they were alerted through YouTube of the traffic that was watching it.
Yeah. Because at first I thought maybe they took it down because there's something in there that we're not supposed to see. That's, I mean, or something to go along with it. And I thought, but
So
I don't know. Yeah.
something that I had discussed with you all about the play, because Dennis and I, we've both watched it from start to finish, and there was one scenario in the play that we've never seen on paper. And where did the writer of the play, I'm not sure what you call the person who makes the plays called, but
Playwright or something. Yeah.
right, did he just randomly pick a story out of his head? Oh, well, they went to this cemetery and this is what happened. Or was there a document somewhere that somebody had suggested that, an accusation, a rumor, because we had never seen anything on paper about Stoll Cemetery, and it was in the play. I mean, and for the most part, the play seemed like any documents, accusations, rumors was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
The thing that I didn't like about the play was, and this would come down to people who actually knew Randy, like Leanne, and any other people that's watching or a part of it, if they, but the play kind of made Randy out to be a jerk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I thought, what in the world? That can't be.
Like Tammy said it.
Yeah.
And I kind of, and I've told Dennis this, maybe we need to find this person that did the play and interview him and be like, okay, well, you made this play about this missing person. Because when I had always heard about the play, I didn't think that it was the child's name was going to be Randy. The town was not Linwood. I thought it was going to be Fred, who lived in New Mexico.
Right.
It was pretty spot on with what was going on and everything. And, it just caught me off guard because I've never seen any documents that Randy was not this nice model type student, maybe that could be portrayed, a good kid. It was more like he was a arrogant jerk and he didn't like his parents and he could care less about the Mustang that his mom and dad was restoring for him for graduation.
Right.
I would like to know, how did you come up with this storyline? Was it meant to be fictional? Was it meant to be non-fictional? Where did they go with this story and why did they portray it that way?
Yeah, because that's what I wondered when I asked Denny. I said, that can't be right. That cannot be about Randy. This ain't right. But I don't know. I mean, what do you
say? If anybody knows the name of the playwright off the top of your head, please let us know who that was.
Yeah.
But I agree with Alex. We're going to have to try to find who wrote that, somebody who knows that person.
Yeah.
To break down more information on where all of that come from.
Yeah.
Because right now, the way I look at it is, at the time of the play, I don't know the actual date of the play. Did it come out when the internet first come out? Because I doubt very seriously that Randy's information was floating around in 1994, 95 on the internet.
Right.
So it had to have been stuff that either he made up to make the play better, to give it some whatever you'd want to say. I don't know the correct word to say.
I totally get what you're saying, though. But I hear you.
Where did he come up with Stoll Cemetery?
Unless he changed the name to keep things. I don't know.
Yeah. So, if all these documents that were released or let go or put in somebody's mailbox or porch, or they found them at the Dairy Queen, in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But, he had to have been getting information and investigating it himself in order to make the play.
Right.
So I've kind of always wondered about that since we watched.
Yeah.
Saying Dan's asking, does someone live in Leavenworth?
We do.
We're in Leavenworth.
Yeah. Why? What's up, Dan? I'll check outside, see if the weather's getting bad.
And speaking of Leavenworth, Cole Firestein's case, hopefully we will have a search coming up on his case in the next couple weeks.
Okay. Here we go. Crystal said, Leaves of Words, a play about the mystery written by a Kansas University graduate student that will make its premiere next weekend. Oh. Okay. You got it? Okay. I didn't hear about that.
That's what the...
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, we weren't trying to laugh at anybody. We're using my phone to do the videoing part, and then we're using Tammy's phone to read the comments.
You're trying to do back and forth, aren't you? We can't even tell that you guys are doing that. So Crystal said the play produced by KU's English Alternative Theater was written by Tim Macy, a Topeka student majoring in playwriting. Okay.
Well, I think that's something we ought to, try to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, would you be willing to talk to us on the phone, exchange emails, we're working the Randy Leach case and we'd like to talk to you shortly and
right. Yep.
Ask you how you felt about making this play and, how did you come up with your story, information and stuff.
Right.
See, because I want to go to Stoll Cemetery and look around.
How close is that to?
It would help to have some more information to go on as far as where to particularly look once we get there.
Yeah. Dan, did you get our comment there, bud, about does someone live in Leavenworth? Is there something going on? Unless you want to talk to...
Let me see how far that is from here.
Stoll?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wondered, how far away Stoll Cemetery was. Oh, something keeps making me look at Google Earth in Leavenworth, Kansas. Oh, are you looking at us? Hi. I know.
Might be looking for beer.
Yeah, we're looking for Dennis. You found him. Good job. Okay.
55 minutes from here.
Oh.
So that's
Okay.
not bad.
Okay. Crystal just said he got the idea from his father, who was interested in the case and collected clippings on it. At the time, Leach was big news locally. He was last seen in '88 at the party 5 miles from his home. Oh, wow. So it kind of just sounds like it was something he was interested in, took bits and pieces and put it together. So
right there, that comment that Crystal made, bits and pieces.
Yep.
About the case clipping.
Yep.
So we go back to why did Stoll Cemetery be brought up in the play?
Right.
Right.
Was there something that we have not seen documentation on that something was recorded at one time, possibly,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mary says if there were a movie, the writer of the play would end up being the killer. Put the clues in the play.
And Crystal, thank you very much for that
you.
information.
Dan says yes. So, oh, you're fine. She said, sorry, I copy and paste. Hey, you're fine. It's fine. We'll take it. But it's bits and pieces. And he put it together, I'm assuming, in his own words. Probably to make it sound good enough so people will come out and watch it or something, Well,
and here's the thing. Every theory that they covered in the play except Stoll is the same theories that we hear today. Yeah. Nothing's really changed from those theories. And for those theories to hold so strong all these years, You know, every rumor always starts with the grain of truth.
Yeah.
So it's
Dan said, "Is anyone missing there?"
Cole
You're here. I'm
Firestein's
here.
missing.
No, I'm kidding.
We have Cole Firestein out
Cole
of
is,
Leavenworth.
and that's our only one from here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was another one, but it's believed that he went into the river, suicide, and it got to the point with the time frame and everything.
Yeah, I remember that one. So.
But yeah, Cole Firestein is the only active case we have local right here.
What's crazy is I mean, everybody knows there's people missing. I mean, this is nothing new. It's gone on forever. But I never really noticed till I think it was last week. Dennis and I was on the computer one night, and we were running information, you know, making heads or tails of stuff. And I went to, I believe it was the Charlie Project. Is that what?
Yeah.
I went to the state of Kansas, and my mind was blown by the amount of people that's missing in the state of Kansas. I mean, people that flat vanished into thin air.
That's
unbelievably, you know, and looking at Missouri and other states.
Yeah.
It's hard to, you know, just compute it in your head of the amount of people, the amount of families, you know, people who have lost mothers, fathers, brothers, grandmas, grandpas, you know, and that they're just gone. There's no answers, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, you know. And it's something that everybody, you know, if you're on the computer one day and you got 5 minutes, just take a look at that.
Yeah. Brent Holiday just said the play was fictional based on a true story. Stoll Cemetery was a folklore around Lawrence that it was a gateway to hell. We used to go to Stoll at night to scare ourselves. Oh my goodness. Bobby, you're such a nut. I'm missing mine too. Still haven't found it. Craig says Colorado is about the leader and missing people. Yeah. Anthony says, do you follow David Pauline's Missing 411?
Yes.
I do too.
So this one though, the Brent Holiday one, woo! A gateway to hell. Goodness. Because we looked it up, 55 miles, give or take, right?
55 minutes.
I'm sorry, 55 minutes. And I'm thinking, geez, that's really far away from.
But we're going to have to go.
Yeah, we're going to have to go. I want to check this out. He said the word folklore, so, you know, of course. Paul, how do you pronounce that?
It's David Paulides.
There it is. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some interesting cases over there and stories.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
He does anything and everything that has to do with like national parks and the clusters of people that have gone missing in national parks, forest areas in national parks. Very, very, very interesting. I mean, you will get sucked into his storytelling, and he's had a few movies, the Missing 411 movies. And I mean, he is a very incredible investigator of, you know, these situations.
Crystal just said that homeless pic Dennis was sent has Alberta's mark in chin, Harold's shoulders and white markings plus face and shape made me do a double take. Exactly. Dan said, you think that it's crazy. Look into the missing Native American girls. It's unbelievable. Have you ever heard about that, Alex?
No, I have not.
Yeah, you need to look into that. It's scary crazy.
Is it like
how many?
An area of girls? Is the exact situation
basically all over?
I think it's isn't it all over, Dan, about the missing Native American girls, or is it one specific area? I can't remember. Missing 411 is very interesting. His books go into a lot of detail.
See, I still have to get his books.
Yeah.
Yeah, his So he started off, believe it or not, he was in the police, law enforcement. He's done all kinds of stuff, but I think his investigative work actually started with like the Bigfoot scenario stuff.
Right.
And a lot of a lot of the myths and stuff comes that maybe these supposed Bigfoot creatures could be taking these kids, these people. But in his research, there's lots of details that lead to a lot of the people had some type of illness or suffered from something. There was always rain. There was some type of weather event that happened.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy. But he some of the stories he does and his movies, it's just incredible watching them. The work that he puts into it, doing it. It's just it's awesome. It's really an awesome set of movies to watch, and his YouTube page. It's really great.
Yeah, because Tamara's on here. She said Trail of Tears in Canada is one of the worst areas. He also had a book about young adult males in cities, Missing 411, a sobering coincidence. Missing 411, The Haunted is a great movie, she said. Hunted, excuse me, is a great movie. Anthony, picking berries, dog not being able to follow their scent. So, yeah, I mean, this sounds amazing. We need to look into that.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
411, The Hunted, was nothing but, I believe, stories of all hunters who went missing with their guns. Some of them were handicapped, and in the stories of how they all disappeared. Never found their backpacks, but then some of the stories of how they found all their clothes nicely stacked up on a rock, but never found a body, never, and it's just his movies will suck you in to what he's telling you about, where you won't get up to get a drink of water. You will stay focused on it. And it just incredible stuff to watch.
And that, I love to go hunting. Deer hunting, turkey hunting's my favorite. But anytime there's a show like that, an episode, anything, it's like, do I really want to watch this? Then I end up watching it. Then I go hunting like this, wondering what's coming up behind me. Every little noise. Oh boy, this is it.
Hey, I can tell you, I've been out at Tony's place, middle of the night, knocking trees down, digging up stumps, clearing land in the dark. And I always turn around and look in the dark. And he has cameras out.
Nice.
So if you go missing, nobody will see it.
Well, wow, we've reached the 1 hour 57-minute mark.
Yeah.
58-minute mark.
Yeah. I believe that anybody that goes hunting, doing stuff like that, you should have a GPS locator.
Yes.
Most phones have a GPS on them. And yesterday was another perfect example.
Yeah.
We were using the GPS on my phone and using, map, and we just kept walking until we got to the object, and that's how we 100% proved that we were where the object was in the pictures.
Yeah, and we've all used it before, but anytime that you're watching that, you're using that, and it gets you right to where you're trying to go, it's like, oh, this is cool, because it led us right to that spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was showing my phone when you were doing the live thing yesterday that, we were right there in the middle of the lake, but we weren't in water because it was dry.
Yeah.
But, right where that images were underwater, we were standing right there, spot on. So,
But coming up to the 2 hour mark, Dennis, you can tell Alex how to get a hold of me on any investigation case he's working on that may need an answer to, if I may help. Absolutely,
There
we'll
you
do
go, yeah.
catfish.
Yeah.
See, but we are closing in on the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
And so we will be probably cut this
Yep.
down.
Yeah.
And you guys will be seeing Alex and Tammy on a lot more of these. They are officially part of Muddy Water
Yes,
Search and
they
Recovery.
are. Yes.
So any live feed we're doing, they want to be a part of, they
Yep.
will be here.
Absolutely.
And incredible people. I wish everybody can meet these two in person. You would see more what we're talking about. Just incredible people.
It is. It's a good time when you're just able to sit and talk with them. It's amazing. You guys are incredible. We love you guys. So
we've been on the phone till 3, 4, 5 in the morning and not even realize it's that late.
Yeah.
It's, oh man.
yeah, one night we talked till like 4 something in the morning, and it was a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday night into Sunday morning, and Tammy and I literally got in bed.
I remember that.
And then was like, the donut shop.
I remember that. Yeah.
Back home and ate a dozen donuts and went.
Yep. And then went to bed. Yep.
And I wish they would have called me because I probably would have met them and got some donuts.
Hey, I'll tell you, we have the best donut shop around.
Oh, hi, Sam, Samantha. Yeah, Anthony says Alex and Tammy are the best. So
thank you, Tony. That means a lot.
And Bobby says, hi, Sammy. Tamara, I can tell you guys are awesome. So
thank
they
you.
are.
Yeah.
And the more you get to know them, the more everyone's going to see that.
Yeah. I think we're going to solve a lot of cases together with all four of us. And it's going to be an amazing year this year. So, yeah.
And on top of this, one really huge thing that has come out of Muddy Water Search and Recovery is I've got 2 amazing new friends.
Aw.
Yes.
Well, that's the way I feel about you all.
Good. Thank you. Anyway, okay. Well, we better jump off. Okay. Think if Alex had a hat like Dennis's, they'd be twins.
He probably has a hat like
It's
mine.
that, you remember that cowboy hat that he had the other day of the Budweiser, the Bud Light, or whichever it was, that blue one? Oh, gosh.
Hold on.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'll put
Oh, look. Come here. Look at that. Oh, now he's got to go get his. Hold on. That looks cute. Oh, my goodness. I like that.
in one of my high school yearbooks with me having a cowboy hat on because I did wear a
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Wait till Denny. Yeah. Denny got the wrong one. But look at Alex's hat.
Oh, I like that one.
Twins. See, that's what he meant. Not that one.
Too small for my big head.
But yeah.
Well, this one, Catfish drunk all the drinks.
Oh
and
yeah,
never
that was
had-
Catfish that had the red one. Yeah. But no, yeah. And you said you wore it in high school, Alex, or it's
No.
in a
Well, when I was in high school, I did wear a cowboy hat to school because that was the day, and going to the country and all this. No, this is a little kid's hat. This doesn't fit.
No, it's not a little kid's hat.
I've got.
And Bobby says, I'm still waiting on that backwards rain dance from Chrissy. Bobby?
Hey, wait a second. That was supposed to be Bobby, Dan, and Mark.
That's right. That's right. Remember, we yep. Adjust. Oh, you got it right there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to get him a new hat.
Yes. Yeah.
Needed to shave this all off.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go hat shopping
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Yeah. We have to go hat shopping. Anyway. Yeah,
Yes.
Bobby, I'm expecting the video of you 3 soon. So, anyway, okay. All right. Well, I guess it's time we call it a night then. Yeah. Anything else you want to throw out there real quick?
Just thank you very much for being a part of this and for everything you two are doing,
Thank you.
everything all the viewers are doing.
Absolutely. You guys are awesome. You're all awesome. So
Well, we appreciate it, and we appreciate everybody else that's, we still showing like 21 people that's with us.
yeah, they're hanging in there. Yeah.
We're thankful that everybody hangs in, and it's Sunday night family. It's what it is. It's talking.
Right. That's right.
Good.
So. Well,
See, we didn't do it for like 2 weeks and we were going crazy. We missed talking to everyone.
Right. And then when we did, it was amazing. We got so much out and so much talked about. Those are the amazing feeds. They all are, but you know what I mean. So Bobby says, good night, everyone. May God be with you wherever you are at. Same for you, Bobby. We appreciate you hanging in.
So guys, with that, we'll call it a night. Thanks for being here. We will, I guess it's too early to say for sure for next Sunday, but right now we're planning on next Sunday. Depends on what searches we may be doing at the time.
Yeah. But with the weather being as hot as it's going to be soon, I don't think the search, it just depends on.
Some of the searches will pick up because of that, because the water's going to go way down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So. But anyway, Tammy and Alex, thank you guys for being with us tonight. And again, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
So, all right. Craig says, sorry for being late. Everyone have a good night. You should be, Craig. How dare you, sir? I'm kidding.
So
anyway.
With that, till next time, y'all stay safe.
And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Night, everybody.